Same bat time, same bat channel.
Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today I've got the 66 Batmobile. Yes, we got the next 6 phases. Not very many to go. Woohoo! Yes, we're working on the outer chassis, the outer body of the car today. We're putting the doors in place, we've got the front to pop in place, got rear lights to pop in place, and we've got 2 parts of the body to take apart and then put back together again. It's just one of them. Anyway, let's have a look at phase 100. Okay, now we have phase 100 of the Batmobile. And here we have the comic, we have the TV show, The Unkindest Touch of All. The man who replaced Batman, Deadshot. That's a good read. There he is. He even had his own projected logo. Deadshot. Never got his way though. And Batman 17. There he is. Batman courting Catwoman, proposing to her. But did they get married? Ooh, find out later. In this phase, you complete and install the first door of your Batmobile. So we have left door inside panel, door handle head, door handle base, left door hinge, EM and AP screws. So I need that trim as well from previous. Straightforward enough. There we go. Put the trim on, 3 AP screws, and put that on the door. Put the hinge on, and there we go. First door on. Excellent. Right, without further ado, let's get on with the build. Okay, now let's get the parts out. Okay, now they're the parts. EM AP screws. There's the hinge. That's heavy metal. And there's the door handle with knob. And we need to put that trim just there like that. And we need to secure that with 3 AP screws. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's get the first screw into place. Doesn't matter which one you choose first. There we go. That's that trim nicely in place. Right, now we need the door handle. Or part of it anyway. This is the stock. Pop that through that hole there. You can see there's a ball joint there as well, which will go into this bracket. There we go, like that. And we need 2 AP screws to keep that in place. There we go. There it is. The handle. Yeah, brilliant. All we need to do now is put the head on. There's the hole. There's the hole. Pop that on to there. There we go, Buzz. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's the door handle head. Excellent. Right, pop this onto the car now. Yeah, that will go. Oops, did not pop that on. Fair enough. Oh dear. I didn't fancy pushing it too far in case I snapped it. Okie doke. Now that door handle head is glued in place. Excellent. Doesn't mention glue in it, but you saw it fall off. So what can you do? There we go. Pop the trim on there like so, and we need 4 AP screws for this. Okie doke. Get the first one in here. There we go. That's all 4 screws in place. That's not got a very good fit though. Yeah, it's a bit gappy there. I had a problem getting that screw in originally because it's not lined up properly. Won't be a sec. There we go. All back to normal. Excellent. No gap now. I adjusted this plastic piece inside. Remember that piece that we put in? Just loosened it off and adjusted it slightly, and now it's gone fine. Excellent. And there's that door handle. Brilliant. Right, we get this onto the chassis body. Okay, now we need to pop the hinge onto here, just like that. There's 4 screw points there. Right, let's get the first EM screw into place. There we go, that's the hinge in place. All we need to do is pop the door on, and the door will go like that. You can actually see if we can close the door. There we go. Line it all up, and we need 2 EM screws, one here and one here. Right, that's the top one in. Now we'll need to lift. Yeah, we need to straighten that up. Make sure we get the alignment of this door with the chassis correct as well. Yeah, that should be perfect. We'll get the other screw in at the bottom and then line it up and then tighten it fully. Okie doke, let's see, we got this lined up nice and bonny. That's the screw in place. Now you got to make sure is you get this door lined up correctly. That looks perfectly good. So now we can tighten the screws up. There we go. Excellent. There we go. That opens and closes fine. Brilliant stuff. There we go, that's the door in place. As you can see, it's perfectly lined up. As well as adjusting the hinge here, you can adjust this bracket as well in case it drops slightly. But there we go. That is perfect. Brilliant stuff. Right, let's move on to the next phase. Okay, now we have phase 101. Louis the Lilac Flower Power Man. Excellent. It's the one where Batman and Robin risk ingestion by man-eating lilacs. There's Penguin, causing mayhem as always. Batman 18. The ongoing romance between Batman and Catwoman, and Joker having his say on it. Doesn't like it. I think he's a little bit jealous. There they go. Does she get to the altar with him? We'll find out later. Your car parts. In this phase you fit hinges to the right door, preparing for further assembly in subsequent phases. So we get the door and the hinges. Yep, and that is it. So 101A is the right door, then we have 101B, lower hinge, 101C, upper hinge and EM screws. They're the parts. Let's get on with the build. Let's get the parts out. There we go, those are the parts. That door looks perfectly good to me. Yeah, no marks on it, no loss of paint. Brilliant. Can whip that over. Now these 2 hinges, this one has an A on it, so that's the upper one, so that one will go there, and that is the lower one, so that will go there. Now get the screws out and get these in place. Okay, let's get the upper hinge into place. There's 2 locating pegs for it as well, some oil on that screw. And then we've got the lower hinge. Brilliant. Now that one's a bit loose. Still. Let's draw it out, pop it back in again. There we go, perfect. Excellent, so there we go. That's how they should be. The hinges, there we go. Excellent stuff. Right, let's move on to the next stage, stage 102. Okay now, phase 102, we have Egghead. There he is, brilliant, Vincent Price. It's the one where Batman, Robin and Batgirl cry over some eggs, of course they do. Rise of the Croc, origin of the Killer Croc. Remember all these from Suicide Squad. Deadshot, Killer Croc, and here we have Batman 18, Batman and the Signal. There we go. Batman White Knight. There's the Joker. Yes, and Catwoman did turn him down at the altar, and she didn't actually go. And she went back being a villain. Or villainess. Here we go. In this phase you install the door handle and side piece to the Batmobile's right door. So 102A is right side door piece and 102B is the door handle. EM screws. There we go. Straightforward enough. Excellent. They're the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. Okay, those are the parts. Oh, this is blank. This is nothing on it. Oh, that's a shame. Door handle looks cooler. Let's bring the door over. Get the door handle in place. Let's just push fit connection. Pop that there. And press it down. Excellent. Then all we need to do is to pop this into place. Just there. Like that. We get the EM screws out of the bag. Is that being awkward for me? But it is. There it is. There we go. That fills that gap nicely. Brilliant. Okay, we want 3 EM screws. There we go. That's that piece in place. Excellent. And that's the door as it is now. Looking cool. Brilliant stuff. Right, let's move on to the next phase. Okay, now we have phase 103. We're carrying on with the door. And how to hatch a dinosaur. There's Egghead. Funny as anything. The Penguin, Pain and Prejudice. He's a beautiful boy. Never. And here are Batman 19. Or Batman 2019. There we go. That's cool. Brilliant artwork. There's the madman himself. Look at that. Fantastic. And your car parts. In this phase you continue assembling the right door as well as receiving parts for later assembly. So we have the right door hinge panel and the door trim. The door trim we'll do later, just like before. This is the piece that I had to adjust on the other door to get that, the next part, the cover, in place. It's only a slight adjustment. There we go, that is it. And get the parts. There are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. There we go, that's all the parts. Bring the door over. Flip the door over there like so. And then that will go like that. There we go. That lines up perfectly like that. There we go. See that alright? Brilliant. 1, 2 EM screws. There we go. Perfect. And that we keep for the next phase. Excellent. Right. Let's move on. Okay, now phase 104. Surfs up Jokers on the Cesar Romero. There's the Clown Prince. And there's Batman. Oh, cracking pair of shorts. Identity Crisis. Climate of Fear. Batman 20. Batman 2020. There we go. There's the Madman again. Looking cool. And somebody with a knife. Ooh. Batman 3 Jokers. Brilliant story. And here we have the car parts. In this phase you complete the passenger side door and install the part in place on the body frame of your Batmobile. So just what we did previously to the left door, right door inside panel, door handle head, door handle base, right door hinge, EM, AP screws. Be interesting to see if 104C, which is the door handle head, actually pops into place, because the last one didn't have to glue it. There we go, we get the trim on, yeah, and then we get the hinge on, and then we can pop the door on. Brilliant stuff. Excellent. There are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. There we go, those are our parts. EMAP screws. We need that trim, don't we? Trim goes there like so. And we need the AP screws, 3 of. Okay, flip that over. Get the first screw in. It doesn't matter which one you do first. There we go. That's the trim in place. Now we need this door stalk. Pop that through that little hole there. And then we pop this bracket on. There is a seat for the ball joint, like that. We need a couple of AP screws to keep that in place. There we go, that's the first one on. Bit of a juggling act. That's the second one. Excellent. Right, now let's see if this just pushes into place, because the last one didn't. See, that one's... Yeah, it does look as though it's supposed to just push on and stay on, but it doesn't, so I'm going to glue it again. There we go. That's glued on. Excellent. Alright, we can pop this onto the door. That should go there. I had an alignment issue last time, but see, that one's gone perfect. Excellent. Last time I had to adjust this. Right, we'll get this in place. Again, we need AP screws, 4 of. Okay, now that should sit there just like that. Brilliant. Time to pop this onto the car along with this bracket. Excellent stuff. Okay, now we've got the car back, or part of it. We can put the hinge on here, and we need 4 EM screws with a little bit of oil on each of the screws. There we go. That's the hinge nicely in place. Now we just need the door just there like that. That looks superb. And we need 2 EM screws. One here and one at the bottom. There we go. That's the door opening and closing. You may want to adjust it slightly. Well, there we go. Excellent stuff. So there we go. So that's stage 104 complete. Let's move on to stage 105. Okay, now we have stage 105. We have the Londinium larcenies. Oh, Batman, Robin. There we go. Cast and crew. Extra special guest villainess. Lady Penelope Pea Soup, Glynis Johns. It's one where Batman and Robin are caught in Londinium fog. Brilliant. And then we have the scoop of the century. And that is it. Vain villain. Alright. Your car parts in this phase assemble the rear lights and fit them to the rear of your Batmobile. So we have rear left light housing, rear left light lens, rear right light housing, and rear right light lens, cable clip, sticky tape, CMA and BM screws. Okay, okay. So we got to take that piece off. Okay, now. Then install the lights. Take the cables, or the LEDs. There we go. I've already taken them off. We want E, F, and I. Just detach them from the car, and then we can pop them into place. We secure them with tape. There we go. And pop the chassis back together again. There we go, a couple of cable clamps I think. Yeah, tape them down. There we go, and that is it. So there are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to take the chassis apart. 12 CM screws. So we'll zip through this, and then we'll get the parts out, and we'll pop the light housings in place. Okay, took the screws out. There we go. That's that separated. Here we have the parts, so I'll get these out. Okay, there we go. Right, now we've got the lenses, we've got the housing. So we need the lens, which is 105B. Pop that just there like so, and put the housing 105A over the top, and we can keep them together with a BM screw. There we go, that's that side done. Same with this side. There you can see the detail on it. Pop that just there like so, and then we need this piece, pop that over the top, and again 2 BM screws. There we go. Now let's have a look at that. There we go, let's have a look. That looks cool. Excellent. Okay, so we need to pop a clamp here with AM screws. Just put it on there loosely for now. Pop another one here, and then we can pop the LEDs in place. I'll just keep that there for now. Now we need, which is F. One of these is F. That one will go here. That's a turn signal. And the other turn signal will go here under that clamp. Get it there. And then this one, which is I, will be the brakes. That will go here. And the other one will go there. Just need to secure these clamps now with another AM screw. There we go, so that's the clamp secured and the LEDs will be fine there. Excellent. There we go. Actually, the LEDs come out of there quite easy. So you can just put the clamps in, put the LEDs in afterwards. And you need the wiring this way. So I and E come down here, and this one is F. There we go. So they do come out quite easily then. Right, we need to connect this back up with the rest of the body. Okie doke. Right, let's get the body in place. Right, pop that over the top, and we get all them CM screws back in place again. There we go. Right, so we've got 12 CM screws to reattach all of this. Just be mindful of the cables getting trapped. You can actually take the LEDs out and put them in once we've got all this back in place, really, because they do go in and out quite easy. And we just pop them into the LED housing afterwards. Right, we'll get the 12 screws back in place, CM screws. Okay, now we've got the two parts of the body together. All we need to do is pop these LEDs into the respective parts of the housing. So we'll start off with this stop light on this side, go over that, and just pop the LED through there, like so. And we've got the turn signal here. This one is E. This is a fiddliest part of it. And pop that one into there. Right, same with the other two. Now this lead should come here, like that. Okay, let's get this LED. This is a stop LED, or brake LED I should say. Pop that into there, and then the turn signal one. Over that, and pop that one into there. There we go, brilliant. So that's the LEDs all home. Excellent, we just need to tape them down now. There we go, that's the cables in place, all taped down nicely. This one is quite long actually. This is E, longer than it shows in the magazine. That one looks just about the right size. That one is I. This one F, that's fine. But I've used more tape than I would normally. It's decent enough tape, but I think a little bit of oil got in the way. So I've redone it a couple of times. But that is it for stage 105. Let's move on to stage 106. Okay, now we have phase 106, the last for this month. We have the foggiest notion. You can't guess where they are, in London of course. It's one where Batman and Robin are caught at Tower Bridge by a fog pipe. And then we have Great Batman Comics Return of Bruce Wayne. Batman 21. Looking cool. Excellent artwork as always. Quite a lot in this one. Batman, Catwoman, again. There you go, Rocky Romans. Your car parts. In this phase you will fit the windshield to the front body panel of your Batmobile. So 4 screws. Got to be careful with that front windshield. We've had it a long time. There we go, that is the result. And there are the parts, looking brilliant. Right, let's get them out. Okay, there she is. That is the front of the body. Looking brilliant. I'm going to check all this paintwork out first before we put the windscreen in place. It looks perfectly good. Excellent. Now we've got AM screws. Now we've got the windscreen. Remember this? Right, let's see. I think that sits on the top. It sits along here. So we just got to be careful with this. Get it lined up. I think. That's a daisy. Be careful. Well, that's not right there. There we go. Slips in nicely. Get the angle right and it does slip on nicely there. Excellent. Now we'll get the AM screws out and we'll get these into place. Okay, we need 4 of these screws. It doesn't matter which one you do first, that's what I thought. So we get the back one in. There we go. Brilliant. Yeah, there's some flexibility there, especially in the middle, of course. Look at the ends, sides. That's brilliant. Look at that. Excellent stuff. Let's do a close-up. There we go. There's the front windshield in place. And there is a nice close-up of where the lights will be. The front of the car and the grills, I'm going to imagine. There we go. Oh, that's cool. It's probably got my. It's not too bad actually. I thought that I'd have my mucky finger marks all over it, but that looks brilliant. Excellent stuff. And there we go. That is the whole of the body of the car. There we go. It sits on there perfectly. Doors line up. Looks absolutely excellent. So look at the front. There we go. What's that door? Looking pretty cool, is it not? And there we go. There's the bonnet in place. And it matches up nicely, the paint. Excellent stuff. Yeah, the doors might need adjusting. If you need to adjust your doors, do it now before you move on to the next month's issues, because it'll get more difficult. And check out your trim as well. I'd like to know what colour this red is. Mine's a little bit short here on that door, but I have got another door, so I might try that one, see how that fits. But that is looking excellent. Brilliant stuff. So that's it for this month. Stages 100 to 106 complete. Well, there we go, folks. There is the front of the Batmobile. That windshield is perfectly good. Just slip it on. It just sits on the top there, and obviously you've got the tabs at the back. Yeah, so it's just a matter of getting the angle right, slip it into place. Well, that looks absolutely superb. This is a beautiful, massive model now. And there is the rest of the car. Looking great. Fantastic stuff. Brilliant. I'm not going to put the car on it, not just yet. Just never know what might happen. I'm going to have another look at these doors. That one looks perfectly alright. And then I'll have a look at this door. Make sure everything is hunky-dory with it. But there we go. That is the 66 Batmobile for this month. I hope you did like that. If you did, give us a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll hopefully see you next month. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Stay safe. Bye for now.